we'll talk about the over there. Markets are also not that inefficient. If you know this strategy, others also know, they will follow the same until the Chinese government decrease the interest rate or US government increase the interest rate. Or maybe the Chinese government can tax your income. This 5% tax also is there. Maybe you earn only 3% rather than 5% because 2% is gone in taxes as well. So you need to see that whether I want to capitalize 5% or not, or whether after taxes I'm going to be able to earn more or not. All right. So this is just because of the interest rate differential, and we have named this as carry trade. So what do we mean by carry trade? If you want to make profit from differential interest rate movement between the countries. All right, everyone. Oliver, PD, EGA, Dion, Sufyan, Rujier, EGA, Taramina, Lanta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good.
So if you understand that, well, good. We have successfully, discussed this chapter, exchange rate. We talked about exchange rate determination. We talked about exchange rate movement. We talked about factors influencing the exchange rate. And then we talk about the cross exchange rate movement. And then we talk about how we are going to benefit from exchange rate movements. And specifically, if we want to capitalize on interest rate, we call this carry trade. So summaries or exchange rate movements are commonly measured by the percentage change. And what is the formula? Current or new spot rate minus spot rate of the previous day divided by spot rate of the previous day, which means new value minus old value divided by old value. If the value is positive, we call this appreciation. If negative, we call this depreciation. Right? So the equilibrium is basically the intersection of demand and supply, and it may change due to some factors. What are those factors? 5 factors: inflation, interest, income level, government control, and expectations. So as these factors causes a change in international trade or financial flows, they affect the demand for the currencies or the supply of the currency for sale, and therefore the equilibrium exchange also changes. And remember, interest and inflation causes shift in both demand and supply of the currency, while income level only disrupt the demand, increase or decrease. Yes. All right. And you need to be very sure which currency you are talking about. Let me write one more time. If interest in home increases, home currency increases. If inflation in home increases, home currency value decreases. If income in home increases, home currency will depreciate. Right? And government can control, yes, government can control the interest rate, can control the inflation, can also control the income as well. Right? So you can decide accordingly. Right? Expectations, if expectations are expectations based on future, you can also, if expectation are that like right, in future exchange rate started to rise, or inflation rate is started to rise, or interest is started to rise, you decide right now the appropriate strategy, and you can benefit from the movement in exchange rate. Simple. All right. So financial institution can attempt to benefit from expected appreciation. So who can benefit from exchange rate movement? Both institutions and individual as well. So we can also hedge. Hedge means, we will talk about this, to minimize the risk, or we can also Bet. That means speculate. You can also profit from this currency appreciation or depreciation, and we can also, hedge our. We will talk about hedging. HEDGE. Minimize our risk. So our midterm is going to be on 1st of November. So our next class is going to be on 28th of November, I think, at 20, not 28th, yes, 25 of October. Over there, we'll talk extensively what do we mean by the midterm, how paper going to be, discussed. So those who are new, for just a reminder is that paper pattern is going to be, I will be uploading part 1 and part 2. Part 1, I'm going to be uploading the question marks, the question sheets, including true, false, MCQs, and of course, this is going to be time restricted. And I'm going to be also giving you a Word file with answer sheet, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all you need to do, you need to type either it's true, false, so that you don't waste time to create these columns and all those stuff. And you cannot complain that, okay, sir, I don't get enough time to write my answers. So I'm going to be uploading the answer sheet as well. So you open the Word file, write your name and student ID on the one side, you read the question and type, or you can also use the e-pen to just write down time or type here or write here. Similarly, the MCQs, 6 MCQs, for example, E, D, A, B, it's like you just need to write or need type, that's it, so that you can complete your part 1 in the stated time. So many students, they ask about my opinion why this is time restricted, because I want to make equity and justice in the class, so that you have enough time to just focus on your paper, not asking some others to help you or copying answers, so that I can minimize this window of opportunity to cheat. So that's why it's time restricted. But for question part 2, I'm going to be giving you enough time to solve the questions. But the part 2, normally, for example, part 1 is the major part, 60%, and it's going to be 40%. So less marks for part 2, which is numerical question, answering short question. So if you can answer the subjective question in 1 line, if the answer is correct, I'm going to give you full marks. I don't need your 5 to 6 lines to explain all the stuff. If you can explain in 1 line, good. But for numerical question, you need to write down the formula and solve the formula. It's not like that, okay, what is the appreciation? You just write down 2%. How you came up with this 2%? I don't know. I would consider this wrong unless you show me the formula. Okay, new value minus old value divided by old value. So that's why it came up with this 2% or 3% or whatsoever. All right. So be very careful regarding the instruction of the paper. So don't worry about that. The next class, I'm going to be also repeating the paper pattern 1 more time. So those who are absent or those who couldn't watch this video, so just remember that.
Wait, what's the date of the exam again?
1st of November. Next class.
Okay.
Okay, so make your time available. Do not book any appointment or any trip, something, or any business activity or any job activity. You can apply to your employer that, okay, I'm going to be having exam, so I need 1 hour leave or 1.5 hour leave from this time to this time. Okay. So if you have any question, you can talk about that. If no more question, then our class is finished.
No question.
Okay, Oliver, any question?
I have a question.
Sure.
The chapter which are included in the exam, all that we have seen till now.
Yes. Yes.
Like until chapter 4.
Until chapter 4.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thora, Meena, Sufyan.
No questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Lancelot, Okay, no more question. Take care. See you in next class. Until then, take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. See you, sir. Bye-bye.